These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
Actually, for a player like Juice, who's done much better from the head of the game. So yeah, Xiaoxu getting himself a lead as a player who is very good in this individual lead. Feels like it exactly what RA want.
And that's a good use of that level 6 spike to do some scary things. Early Dragon goes the way of XBY. And I can now once again talk about StarCraft because Flash is back.
That's true. I thought it was matchups. Right now, he's learning the matchups again, and you know, he's gonna like have to relearn them again. Juice might just die here. Has all out. Might try and use Xiao to get towards his turret. Gonna get
oh no! Misses the ult. Has to back away. Walks back into it. I have so many questions about that. Unfortunate Xiao.
Gets hit by the Q3 and he gets dragged back. So it's not like he walks back, he just gets CC'd on the turret. He flashes out, but he's already got the tower aggro on him.
Yeah, it was when he flashed out, I thought he'd already gotten out of the turret shot, but no, there was one flying at that point. XPY though, in danger, being burned down, gets his shield up, there's Daisy, another Q comes on through. Remember Juice though, in a dangerous, the equalizer comes on down and burns him down. A return for the earlier failed dive could prove problematic here. Xiao Hao backs away, Q3 now stacked. Go anywhere there as the Interpol strike used on the wave.
So Juice getting that first kill means that he is now pretty much even with Xiao Hao. That's a huge thing. We were talking about how Juice
will be doing just fine at abusing that, but 2 dragons over to RNG is a solid macro point to be able to work around from RNG.
Anyway, central bot side dive.
The bot side dive might be coming on through. You're absolutely right. Teleport onto Daisy to make sure they can get on down here. Vikla left out to dry a little bit here. Still has the flash, still has the Valkyrie, but not really any mana. Will be dragged all out and goes on down.
Takes a fair commitment. Juice teleports.
Of course, the gold lead individually for the Rumble isn't that extreme because it was Juice that picked up the kill down there. The problem is, as you said, this turret is all but dead. A couple more autos would do it. Tang Yuan, the Ivern behind, clears out most of the wave, but still not enough to stop the turret going down.
Yeah, goal is can they reach those carries and stop them from teamfighting?
Wanfeng chunked to half HP and the barrier burned. Herald summoned down towards the bot lane as Xiaoxu gets on in and will try and use it as a battering ram. It's a battle herald. Huge knockups on so many people. Wanfeng kills off Dway on that Nautilus down already, but the damage back is brutal as in goes the Rumble and the rest of the damage from RA. RNG on blinking health bars. A 1-for-1, but they cannot stand to contest the dragon.
Yeah, we could get as excited as we want about the Herald battle tank, but it didn't lead to kills. It gets them the dragon though, and that's the prize that they were looking for. RNG, they're teleporting in because they don't want to give this up, and Xiao was on so low HP, he might be forced to back off.
And now the HP bar advantage that RA did have is mitigated immediately. Double TPs come on free, and RNG claims sole point regardless.
We got so excited for RA in that team fight. Get themselves ahead with grubs. That's not great. Now, yes, if they do win a fight, they get to go through. That's a big combo.
XPY's gone, taken out in the jungle as they were trying to give some coverage to Tang Yuan, shoving in the top lane. Bullet time comes on through, and that's a kill to assume. They'd love that. RNG is going to really suffer into a bullet time. Xiao Hao was tasked with face checking. Look at the flank from potentially from Vikla for some serious DPS. The turnaround is okay. Bullet time on 2-1. He doesn't quite get the kill. Will still get XBY in the backline though. And now Juice is teleporting in, but immediately has to back away.
You can see that the Buster Shot very nearly killed Dre as well, but not quite. So it's going to be just that 1 for none. The Summoner spells blown by RNG as well, particularly that teleport. Very, very powerful. So that's going to be 6 grubs taking down that mid lane turret. This is the bonus of the grubs as well. We talked about it being great for getting early gold because you can cross map. But when you win fights, towers up. Tang Yuan, something like that. It's like a, I don't know, look, folks, we're trying our best now, but it's a kind of dumpling. Dragons coming up. It's that soul point. Less dumplings, more dragons.
That this would be a bit better than a dumpling, I think, for all that dim sum are some of the best things ever. Down to about 3/4 HP. Dragon resets. RNG know this could well be their moment to win. Zenith Blade just wide way, backing away from some of the damage. RNG backing into a choke point can be so risky versus that Rumble.
Okay, let's see how much value the Daisy gets. Daisy walking up. He's going to eat that Sejuani passive, though, and he's just immediately gone. XBY misusing his ultimate. Now, suddenly, they don't have that. I wonder he's trying to get engaged.
Danger. Solar Flare comes on through, but down goes the Leon over the wall. Wanfeng doing a lot of work. Knocked up by the Death Charge. Dway will back away. We'll have that Warmog's passive to heal on up as Juice steps on forwards. Dragon still being started. Down to half HP. Sejuani goes wide. Bullet time across 3. XBY backs out of it. Dragon secured. XBY couldn't walk through the bullet time to stay alive. Juice using the footwork to try and stay safe. Has to flash on out. Just out of range of the depth charge. Over the wall goes Xiaoxu, burning people down. Tang Yuan flashing out but does not stay alive. As the Ignite claims his life, Wanfeng has to flash as the Harpoons begin to slow. Juice gets a Pathmaker, gets a decent all-out, gets a Zoom as he face checks the tower.
So it means they get one, which means that maybe Baron isn't a threat, especially with the HP bars being so low. But RNG, they don't get themselves that soul point. They lose themselves a couple of kills. They might be able to follow on for one more. They'll be able to stop the resets coming through from Rare Adam at the very least. But RNG, that could have been a game-winning moment for them. Instead, it themselves some big item power points. However, I really look now to assume
hang on,
that's a good hook.
XBY as well. Bullet time afterwards goes across so many members. XBY is just looking at an X marks the spot and crossing his eyes as he's put in the dirt. Juice tries to go into the backline, but he's 1 versus 3 and unfortunately just doesn't have enough in the tank. That's 4 members dead. To the Baron we go. Rare Atom finding that rarest of things in League of Legends, a clean team fight.
XBY gets hooked out from the middle of the pack somehow. He gets caught out, and the Ivern does not ever want to be the one who is the cause of that pick. Juice does a decent job trying to cancel out that bullet time, but it's too late. The damage is done, and RA find themselves their one combo they've really...
Rare Adam about 7,000, a third item for this misfortune. It's getting pretty dicey, Al.
But it is. Daisy used to face shape that brush. Again, the Daisy usage hasn't been awesome here from XBY, and that'll be something which we keep probably having to revisit in this one. He's now down 2,500 gold, and yes, Ivan can fall behind in certain matchups. Against the Sejuani, not really where you want to be expecting that one, so... Alright, feels like they've walked away with a fun game for them, where they've managed to just about make the hard way.
Alright,
yeah, he's having a fun game.
Over the tanks go. They get a root down onto Iwandi, who really does not want these. He's going to back away a little bit. The depth charge comes on through, and a bullet time finishes what the rest of the team started. I don't think that bull party was one that Leona wanted to be invited to.
Iwandi also having a struggle in this game. 0 and 4, struggling to make the big engages, not really been determining many of the fights in their favor. Instead, kind of just throwing gold over to the enemy team. Gotta feel sad for Juice. Juice has ended up doing a lot of work for RNG on that top side, but can't really do enough when his jungle support have been very, very difficult. He's also going to get taken down now. All that work means nothing.
Yeah, and this misfortune at 3 items against a team that's far behind is doing so much work. Hell, you got a 3-item Corki on top of that. Everybody burns. I mentioned the Rumble by that point. The damage is well and truly online for RA as Xiao Shu actually left behind a little bit here, but turns around the DPS, gets over the wall because his Buster shot it out. The equalizer from downtown leaves Iwandi out to dry. He's burned to a crisp. Tangyuan is kept alive, but at the sacrifice of his support, I do not blame Iwandi for that one.
Yeah, Iwandi kind of just walks in to die again, respawns, dies, and I think the Nexus will be going with it this time.
Yeah, Rare Atom, after a close enough early game and a dodgy fight around Soul Point, smash the rest of the game, and the damage just comes on through. We damage profile out this time themselves.
So the Alistair comes in from Iwandi, and I don't know if I like the Alistair again. I feel right. So RA now maybe they're looking towards bot lane.
Oh my God. There we go. Going to go on into the back line. That is the Ivern. Forces the flash on out to try and stay alive, but the turnaround damage is huge, and Iwandi just goes down.
Goes down. The Trigger Seed on Sejue gets the damage and that slow, which means it's much harder to get up.
On the Zeri will be given the possibility here of another.
So, Xiaoxu gonna ult. God, he's got such a big CS lead already. Again, it's normally pretty bad. Maybe I'm overselling it because it is this matchup, but yeah, Juice was doing well in this matchup before. He was even, and then he got that kill on the tower. He might be given another chance to outplay on the tower again. He will be able to hit level 6, but even with that, Joy heading up here could be a little dangerous with the Ignite on Xiaoxu available.
Q3 about to time out, and they'll use that as the opportunity to get on through. Another Q comes on through, trying to get a stack up. The W comes on down, but the Zenith Blade after his well-timed flash out from Joy, who's now tanking the turret shots best they can. Can't quite get the kill even with the Ignite. Juice stays alive, but at about 10% HP. Yeah,
they're going to try and crash the wave. The thing is that no one can push the wave in right here because it's just the Ivern on the other side of the turret. Juice can just clear the wave, so Xiaoxu may be making a mistake. Now fighting bot lane. It's not going to be that much. It's going to be the flash out. Juice, good understanding. I can't remember as much of that show, but I remember bits and pieces. I remember Andre might just look for a Zenith Blade over. That's a good Daisy knockup. Gets a lot there. This could be a Zenith Blade.
Goes on in. The knockup is decent. XBY. He's so low, burning out. Gets the Strangle Thorns down. Not quite dead yet. Just about alive, but Iwandi still falls. The turnaround might be scary with the plants all around and about, all empowered by that Strangle Thorns, but Everyone backs out. Red buff was secured by Xiao Hao, and they get the kill on Iwandi and the flash of XBY.
That's the big thing. The last bit you mentioned there, the flash of XBY, is very important. Because yes, I can.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. But look, RNG coming into this game, into this second one, this has not been as clean an early game. Xiaoxi looking to maybe get an overheat, has the ignite as well, hits the electro harpoon.
That's so much damage. He's just gone. Run down the lane, and Xiaoxu gets the solo.
And this is what happens when you don't have that slightly better earlier start, and you don't get that kill gifted to you in that tower dive. Juice is not even, he is not able to survive through to the point where he can get up to that chaotic Rooken, and then he shrug off a lot of the Rumble's efficacy in that laning phase, where he's so good at being efficient at taking down tanks. Xiaoxu, because he sees the enemy top laner, giving that leash, not getting position on that first wave, gets the attention of jungle and support after that point too. Juice cannot play this game. This is what happens when you do give that early game over. Fight on the bot side.
Jump on forward way, takes that one down. Iwandi going to be maybe forced to ult, not quite yet.
So
now does, but XPY in the backline with no flash goes on down. The strangle turns is solid, but it's just on to Daisy, who's the one taking the turret aggro now. Iwandi with no ult, no real way to go. A Hextech Alistair still makes for a fine breakfast for Vikla here on this fine Monday morning.
Yeah, the cogs and gears come apart of the Hextech Alistair, and he is put back into the production line. RNG yet to get a kill, yet to get a tower, yet to get grubbed. They have one dragon, so it's not a perfect game, but RA will return that favor and get themselves the first Hextech dragon of this game themselves. RNG, their early game has just fallen to pieces, and to me, a lot of this comes through this kind of mounting pressure about the place. So Assume jumps in with another great lightning crash over the wall, and the first solar flare of the game really nails that fight too. It gets right on Vikla might be in trouble.
Rappers, yeah, Vikla could be in danger here. Might be singing a different song, and namely a dirge as Juice is being flame roasted here. You take your smoothies hot, apparently, says the Rumble. Bot lane, everyone, Vikla survives. Flash on forward for a solar flare. Iwandi immediately ults. It's a good pulverize to deny that Zenith blade. XBY now coming on over. Will throw down grasping roots and the rest of it to try and get those plants on out.
And it's nearly to the same level. Also going to get himself a very quick blue buff steal with the Ivan passive. And RNG being penned in towards their towers now. Ulting quite soon, but again, just to try and force on to Juan Funk. He then blows the flash on the solar flare. Mid turret goes down. There are still 4 grubs for RA, which makes it easier for them to take those things. Dragon up in 45 seconds. They can reset before that one. The mid turret's already down. RA, great objective setup, whilst also getting themselves a lot of gold.
At that, and again, RA will be in position to contest. Reset will be a touch late, but on the other hand, if they give this up with the trade as it stands, and 5,000 gold at 15 minutes is a significant lead, let's make no mistake about it.
21 is going to get thrown in the spot.
Herald to get more of that standing gold.
Yeah, so RA, they'll be able to use this to break through whatever the remaining parts of the map they need to, moving with force up towards the top side. RA, for all their dominance, have not managed to break these out of turrets. Juice is trying to defend this. He doesn't have that flash. He does have the ultimate. Maybe he has a good W, can outplay something here, but he's not got even the mechanic rook, and he is going to be dead to rights.
No flash either means Juice, once again, is swiftly consumed, this time by Assume, who gets his vitamins for the day quite happily. A 2-0 and 3 on this area. He's having a very good game himself.
Yes, Assume has been continually using that ult as a burst tool. They had a closer game one. It felt like the team fights were where they fell apart, but besides that, they were not looking awful. Juice, Juice, he doesn't have the flash again. Very lucky that the Zenith blade doesn't hit. I thought he was going to potentially get taken down for another kill there. Anyway, still going to be able to push it. This top side turret, there are no objective banners sadly for them, but they're also going to lose themselves an inner turret here on the other side of the map. So RNG continually losing across the map.
QI has to flash, but the slow still lands, and the equalizer gets a chunk. Daisy will be traded as Tway will decide, despite not having the flash, is happy to take this step on forwards. Isn't pulled back, gets away with it. I wondered there whether there might be some danger, but Tangyuan being on the top turret meant that they were pretty happy to take that risk with some of the damage not being available. The Wild Xiaoxu has got a shove in towards mid lane, the chunk onto this tier 2 there as well.
Alright, just continually controlling the map. RNG to give some gold over to the mid lane.
Invested in that fight or not, either way. Someone is burned, and Iwandi just gets to walk out with that one. As unfortunately no flash on XBY, and Zyra is a book pressing. That's some pressed flowers, and again another one for the collection of Assume.
Yeah, that one's going to end up in That's going to end up in a flower, but that one is like, oh, look at this lovely example of a Zyra,
dead Zyra.
of a Zyra that didn't have flash and got solar flared. We called this out in the early game. Every time we see Zyra, I think Leona raises up in priority even more than she already is, because she's so good at not just removing the flash from Zyra, but just punishing her every time she's out of position and has that that down. Joy, much more confident game from him in this game too. He's been playing very, very well around his solar flares and getting that CC3. That was going to buy RA another in a turret. They have to teleport in and be there in full strength pretty much at all times, because RA can tank up this Baron and burn it down very, very quickly. Xiaoshu on the flank, off vision.
Juice will buffer away there briefly, goes all out onto the Leona Betway, burning down, but the damage is already absolutely foul! Into the backline goes Asuma, murders a couple, Tanyuan just about survives, but you killed the Leona, at what cost? Your jungler's dead, your support is dead, Baron's alive, and Vikla can't find the resetting Tanyuan.
Yeah, there's no smite, there's no HP bars. RNG, they're going to give up the Baron from this, off of trying to defend the Baron vision, but then they pull themselves out of position in the mid lane and leave themselves open to engage. I think Juice ended up kind of just throwing his team under the bus. He tried to get himself to safety with that all out, and all he did was bring the CC towards the rest of his team into a choke point, which allowed Xiaoshu a godlike equalizer. It's going to be a dragon over the side of RNG, so they get themselves that soul point, but at what cost? They're behind 10,000 gold in 23 minutes. Really timestamp for that to come through. RNG, they have just been blasted in this game too. Game 1 was fairly close. This has been anything but that.
Right side, there's yellow outlines on those inner turrets. They've got themselves some
got
bounties to work with. That's the win condition now.
Oh, that's
Soul,
great.
Get some bounties, fight for soul. It's all fine for RNG, right?
Yeah,
right.
Just ace the whole team, take a couple of towers, you're back in. Wow, that's so easy. So RA going to start mounting up with their cavalry now and go towards this top lane outer turret. Use those bushes to get the extra auto attack buff, the magic damage towards everyone in those brushes, and continue to start sieging away.
I call to mind all time by the angriest lawnmower of all time. As the pace is under siege. No, we'll be not offering context at this time as to what the Terra Terminator is.
Yeah. Well, you say that. Go watch Romeo and Juliet. Fantastic movie. For some reason, Ozzy Osbourne's in
It's
there.
reindeer.
Look, that was just the thing. Anyway, alright. They are walking in towards the enemy base, and they're mowing down everything they can as they go forwards. Joy does have flash, does have the trigger seed. He's tanking that RNG maybe a bit on.
Iwandi chunked right out though, because Asuma has way more damage than I think they were thinking. On Tangman burning down to the Leandry's not quite yet. XBY hit with some of that chain lightning, just about to survive. They go back to the base. Defender's advantage holds them alive for a moment, but they've got double inhibitors down and Baron's still going. They are quite happy to stick around and keep sieging.
Ratsum, they were pushed the fence a little bit in some parts of game 1, but this game has been anything
Goodbye, Leona.
but that. Leona has died. The Nexus is bare though, and RA march towards it.
Juice down about 10% HP again. The Nexus is indeed bare, and RA make their statement a strong one indeed. A very strongly worded letter to RNG.
These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
They have been, and they've been getting there first, and this hides some of the weaknesses of that Braum Wink. Of course, one of the veterans of this team, brought in over from IG, really helping his team on this Braum pick and kind of holding the door shut. I think this game gets a little problematic because they're already losing very hard in side lanes and these turrets.
Yeah, and again, it's been a relatively slow game.
That's great. He doesn't manage to. There's no follow-up, and then suddenly, EDG, they take themselves that top lane turret. Maybe they are choosing to, maybe they're choosing to get their own side lane advantages through this. Maybe that's the play. They say, okay, they want to give up the dragon, get some gold onto their carries elsewhere, because they're starting to fall behind in gold. TTT. That is one of the macro options they have.
What's the
Time to
latest?
fight. If you're going to, you have one items, which are one item spikes, which are very, very strong. Beintron's going to start up the dragon again. Okay, so this is the play now. They go towards the mid lane turret. They delay their dragon start. They take mid lane turret. They should go straight back towards dragon, and now TT get themselves both the tower and the objective. Jeja does have his ult coming up soon, but still not quite up.
And the mini dragon, namely Smolder, forced to back away and use the ultimate there. As kind of wave clear duty, so Mom was summoned, didn't get that much value. Feather might be in danger here, actually flashes away from the Glacial Fissure, and again no one dies. Dragon was secured by TT alongside the turret, and it is a macro lover's dream apparently today. It's all about those objectives. Violence is an optional part of League of Legends.
Right.
in. Makes me a liar in a matter of moments. Forced to flash out of the solar flare.
And manages to get out with his life, so no first blood still. The other thing this is good for, it's still going to be very, very powerful around the next time which EDG wants to take a fight, because they got those early dragons. They can definitely take that. JJ has himself a lot of move speed, gets the ult.
Baseline coming on over potentially, and that will be first blood at 20 minutes! Secure by JJ on EDG! Can they turn to Baron?
No, I don't think so. Hoya's going to come in and try and get himself the solo kill here. Meganar's coming down. They're teleporting away from that Baron.
Yeah, that'll be the Meganar ulted out from solo kill. Hoya now in danger, crunches onto Cryan, who actually came in at half HP. Flash is available for Hoya, but he's not going to use it as solo kill flashes before Tofo strikes part 3 of his own.
Okay, so that's going to be teleport down towards that boss side. EG occasionally with LNG looking at you. And a couple of others. Yeah, there are a couple. So Hoya's going to finally break this bot lane out of turret, opens up some extra map options.
If it is not as instant a win condition as it once was. UCal now potentially in danger here as JJ is looking for something. Will throw down the far side alteration teleport behind. UCal and the rest of TT want to play this Hoya with the Meganar there. They're going to turn straight onto solo kill, who gets murdered. Hoya, hit with the Dream Dust, will not be put to sleep though, and the man advantage currently lying with TT.
Just teleport for teleport, but TT can walk away with their first kill. Gets himself a Q splash, getting some minion kills, getting some tags on enemy champions. That'll help him. 218 right now. One more wave or a little bit of poke on enemy champions will get him to it.
Worth noting the base one at the moment is on the dragon. We'll secure that alongside Hoya on the Gnar. UCal flashing away as he was CC'd there. The Lucian down that key summoner spell. Stay alive, however.
Blows in that flash definitely hurts his both offensive and defensive capabilities. JJ goes in.
Oh boy, 1xm put to sleep, cleanses on out. Feather pull back with a Q3. The Eclipse is timed out. Turnaround is huge though, as Bram begins to pop the ultimate. Everybody's health bar is looking pretty low. Into the backline goes Hoya, doesn't get that much value though, and TT in so much danger is Crying. Sees everybody low. Blood in the water. Barrier comes on down. Cleave goes flapping over the wall, but
the HP bars, if not the overall kills themselves, and that's going to net them a Baron. EDG, even with their lack of easy engage, are managing to make this work. This is not the easiest team composition to play in the world, and the combination that will look for side lane advantage with that Gnar looking for quick picks with Leona. It just hasn't been the case in this game. They haven't been able to find it, and I think we're really starting to see the value of Braum into these kind of single engage comps as well. Braum managed to tag that down. Ultimate dude from JJ. Here comes the ult.
Another big chunk. 1xm down to about half HP. Massive shove into the wall. Hoya gets into the backline, but it's immediately cleared by Leaf. But remember, does have a flash. In danger, stays alive. 1xm burning down. A last auto would claim him, but it's still just about alive. The problem is everyone else is burning on down. JJ goes golden to prevent the last auto coming on through. Swell Seed just about wide. But everyone but 1xm falls, and EDG in the blink of an eye might just end the game.
JJ has been so on point with his big sleeps. This time it finally gets comboed up with the smaller ultimate, and the carries of TT just could not team fight. In the blink of an eye, EDG, they don't need to wipe the fights. They have done here though, and they walk towards the Nexus.
Slowest game of the split, it feels like 1xm desperately low to burning on out. But one fight, one Baron. EDG win the damn game.
Or Orm presses W in front of it. You lose a lot of value from the big team fight ults of the Poppy from that. TT do have low. TT gonna get themselves that first dragon. Grub spawning in 20 seconds. TT gonna potentially support to AD carry. Typically, the way that you figure out whether the center on lane's going well, you don't mind being behind a little bit in gold as the 2v2. You compare both of those gold leads. Here's one bigger than the other. As you can see, EDG as a duo have more gold than the other duo, and they may be getting more than that now with the bot dive.
1xm no flash, gets flash knocked up. In comes the booming blows. 1xm gets first blood before he goes down. Turret shot of Jin, not quite enough.
Oh, 14 HP.
Oh my days, could have been a 2-for-2 in a disaster.
Stoppable to deny a lot of the combo. Feather takes the route away from 1xm. The knockup does come through onto him all the same, even with the barrier coming through. 1xm gets that cleanse for a quick turnaround. JJ's no caught, no flash.
Oh my days, he burned the flash onto the turret. Will likely go down here, denying that kill. And it will be Base One who should pick it up with the last auto, and does so. Cryan will Valkyrie out to safety. Curse the Black Mist. Lands on you, Cal. Just be a piercing darkness afterwards.
They're going to get themselves the grubs. Okay, so giving over the one earlier, it doesn't mean that it's going to deny them 4 grubs if they get all of these. Are they going to get all of these? Got a lot of people walking over. They might look for Leave to get a route on someone walking up to the grubs. If they can get that, it will stop TT getting it.
They are missing the call of the Forge God, though. Pretty problematic. UCal, though, hit with an early Swirl Seed. Gonna be put to sleep. Not almost the culling out yet. Solo kill.
Solo kill.
Desperately low. That teleport kind of sucked.
It's going to be 3 goes to 3 TT. They managed to get into River. I think Leave needed to look for a better route in the choke point so they could look for a big combo before TT got into that River. Beatrice's going to walk up, get the passive. He's not going to get anything more than that. So that's going to be... Obviously, there's Shurima fried chicken, and we might be seeing meal... Best served cold on the top side.
Flash. Not he got a chance to pop the Valkyrie and burn down. Flash is one thing, but cannot flash the hardest CC of death that we've just been discussing.
Did someone order a Corki? Order up, goes down on that top side. Yukal gonna get himself that top lane out of turret 2, so extra gold into that Lucian. He has himself the Cull Pop, so Yukal is swimming in gold right now. Harold is also spawned. Cryan does have teleport. Will he teleport in time? Well, will he be alive in time to teleport for the play?
Certainly be in a dangerous position. Teleport now coming on down. Thunder Talk available to do some more.
Oh, the passive.
Passive comes on through.
Oh, no.
Onto JJ afterwards as well. Hoya goes into the back line, gets a knock up with the point blank. Keeper's verdict flash for a double tap brings down the Ord as well.
Why? After a whole year of seeing this godforsaken champion being played, are we not walking the brand passive away from each other? Yukal gets the triple, pops the barrier, won't get more, but TT find a brand moment.
Gets the quadra kill. They'll lose a kill back. He finally falls as the Dawning Shadow brings down Senna's spouse, but Lucian has done the damage already. Herald comes careening in to the tier 2. I don't think Leave can stop this deluge of minions. Maybe a little bit too risky to stay with some teleports available from the likes of Solo Kill and Wink. So TT, I think, perhaps wisely back away. The minions just about get the turret, not enough weight. Leave down at half HP. We're going to hear a little bit with the piercing darkness. A teleport into the mid lane on the ward that is there. Soul point would be available for TT. Call the Forge Gun onto Bejuan, who has still got flash, not taking that much damage back. Wink in danger as the Pyroclasm flies across a couple members. Wink down to about half HP. Still has the teleport for a reset, but Call of the Forge God was burned to no avail.
That's a bit of a weak brand ult, but it might just be enough. JJ still has his ults.
Goes Feather, puts the door up. Leave. They get a bit of a root and some damage back. One for the soul point. Onto the backline. The teleports come flying on through alongside a Senna ultimate. Can go on forwards. His solo kill. Burns out 1x into the backline. Wing trying to get some damage on in. Yukal without the flash, without the barrier, trying to run away. Bejuan will fall. And TT punished by the number of teleports available. Yukal nearly gets something back with the culling, but can't quite manage. After all the kills that went over to Yukal, a little bit behind the curve, all things said and done.
Yeah, Yukal had Cull Cash inside lane turrets, loads of kills. He's had everything given to him. Cryan on the other side, maybe. Quite anemic. Should have kept Vampire for that one. The blood been sucked out of that Corki. Yeah, he's going to need to find himself somehow to do damage. He's not going to do damage to this bomb. This is the thing. Right, you need to see how good that shield usage is going to be. That's a good brand ult. That's a good brand ult.
The turnaround is huge. In comes the arrow and Wink blinks down to right flash for the stun into the wall afterwards from Hoya, who knows exactly how to pilot this champion. 2 dead, including the jungler, who burned flash in the last dragon fight, allows TT to run right back to, you guessed it guys, the big purple well.
Like, if Brand gets a good ult, the team fights one. If he gets a bad ult, DDG still have a chance. TT find themselves another clump of EDG players. They play around the minion wave, they clump up too far together, the passive starts flashing. TT get themselves easy kills, easy Baron. That's getting a good timing as well, because the dragon's spawning in a minute. They'll be able to reset, push out waves, and get themselves to that dragon. Yes, they give up the mid lane turret, but EDG are on the ropes. They get themselves 2 turrets, but they still need to be able to reset to get back.
Lanes and ensure that a tricky old map state to play in, but now a turnaround with the Call of the Forge got onto 3, and the Lilting Lullaby is good. Gets onto Bejuan, who throws some damage back, but is in danger of falling. GG is in the middle of absolutely everyone. Junglers traded, both down. Teleport's coming back on in. Flash on in for a knockup. Doesn't get that much value, as they will still get Solo Kill, who is turned around in the middle of 4. The backup damage from Leaf can start to get scarier, but they're just getting rooted in place. Yukal free firing alongside the Ashe, and Leave alone. There's the last man standing for EDG. Soul secured for TT, surely.
And Leave can't do it alone. JJ flashes in, can't find the play. Cryan goes Meller Range on the Corki, can't find it. TT, they're going to very likely get themselves that dragon. Leave trying to steal it. The Q can go through the shield. It's not going to happen, though. Infernal Soul over to TT, and not for the first time in the last few weeks. Leave is left scratching his head at what more he could have done. He's not had a great year, but in the last week, Leave has really tried tried to team fight EDG's successes together.
Stuck in the middle of the
I
river.
thought that
not
was the
doing
steadfast presence.
No, it was a glacial
Right,
pressure.
okay, right, well played. 1xn, he has no flash and his ult is now down as well. EDG, they really don't have the stats to deal with Feather and Hoya now. They're just not killing that front line. Leaf needs a Lord Dominus regardless. He's just not getting there in time. If he has that, maybe things can change. I think that EDG need to give gold over to Leaf at this point. Just power farm up to that.
Yeah, he's got enough souls, I think, to be enough for just needs more items.
You need to be that front line. TT gonna push in with that Infernal Soul. Great passive from Beitron. So much damage coming across. Pulls that ult out as well. And suddenly the tanks are half HP.
They are not really all that tanky. I think they are just full of leaky holes at this point. Not great at carrying water. Certainly not at holding on to the game, it feels like.
Of gold above EDG. They're pushing in this mid wave, and it just feels like the next dash arrow, if it hits onto a key target, will be the end of things. You can use that W to go unstoppable. The E goes back instead.
Dash for a bit more root. You can't go unstoppable. Everything wall slammed afterwards. Leave it with a glacial fissure, and the brand passive does the rest. Another 2 members down. Bot lane dead. TT can move right back towards the Baron. Thunder Talk walking the walk.
Fantastic Ash Brawn combo. Feather gets himself that follow-up onto Leaf. Doesn't flash. The Brawl ultimate goes down. I think he would have been able to teamfight anyway. Probably still would have been a Baron start, but that makes it even worse. Beitron's brand has been utterly disgusting, but it has been enabled by the fact that TT have had a strong front line. We talk about like the positioning between frontline and backline, the spacing between them, the shape of a team fight. That is where it becomes important. If the brand damage is on a tank, which is right next to this center, it doesn't help. Hoyer's going forwards. Leave escapes right now, though.
Goes wide, flash on in, knock-up comes through. Golden, though, means the dawning of Beitron is in danger. JJ can go in. They've killed off the brand, but the brand passive from beyond the grave is foul. Yes, you killed it, but the damage is done.
JJ gets a great ultimate, but it's not enough. There are too many cleanses. There's too much work going through, and TT will even up the series 1-1.
And a flash on forwards for a couple more autos in the Ardent Blaze. Brings down the last remaining member. TT make this one an even state of affairs. One final game to determine the winner.
TT, they turn up in this game too. They realize that Braum is a power pick. They realize what exactly Brand could do when that ultimate is...
And the Zyra, your zone control in those corridors around objectives in the river can be very difficult for the Leon. In the easiest split.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite for saying the house always wins. The house is now on fire. What's happened to the house? Level 2 is going to get hit now first by EDG's bot lane.
Ooh, that's a huge moment. The damage back. 1xm burning down, cleanses away. Level 2 back on through. The heal back and Leaf is in danger. Could potentially bail out. Flash for Flash. Wink can't quite get the autos. Leaf just about alive under the turret. First blood to Wink. Turret shots come on through and will survive. Feather will look to trade it back. But an absolute mess of a play in the bot lane.
What happened to the XP? 1xn and Feather, they don't hit the wave. If you can get Leave kind of comboing up with Wink and JJ, could be a big thing. He's trying to pour it out. That's Yucal off the wall.
Oh, nicely done. Yucal delivered a kill by a nice play from Beitron, and that gets them on the board.
So that is good gold over to
They managed to get
Shut
that value.
up. Oh my god. I'm gonna order 66 U this one, and the best thing is they have the Order 6 scrubs. They also have the Renata ultimate, which is very truly the Order 60 substance as all of the allies attack each other. That can be very powerful too, but I still feel like LPL is it's behind where it was before, when it was about those two Heralds being able to slam them both into mid turret and open up that area of the map. With the map changes too, definitely helping. EDG looking to try and stop TT from getting to the river.
Beitron as well, struggling to keep his plants alive. One gets tapped by a Q from the Ezreal as 1xn in danger here. Solar Flare is Captain Jack cleansed away from. Be forced to reset though on 20% HP.
That'll win them the Herald. EDG, they're now going to try and see if they can stop TT from going towards this. You don't have your Callista. He's on vision again. The W lands, which means he has to back off. Yet again, teleport coming in.
I'll take over, but the teleport behind puts some difficulty down. Herald secured by TT. They get the lilting lullaby, but a slice and then a flash over the wall. Should keep
1xn
walks into the flash ult from solo kill, and JJ secures the kill afterwards.
It has been a disaster game for 1xn. Gets chunked out. Well seeds they can wait for. Ezreal poke. They're looking to push out mid lane. Wink is briefly caught and chunked out a little. He doesn't have that Warmog just yet, but EG will still get themselves that dragon without a contest.
Yeah, they don't drop the Herald. Beitron was debating doing it, and 1xn pulled back a couple autos there through the wave. fighting over that. Flash out from the solar flare from Beichuan. All the while, though, Zeri gets a turret in the top lane. That will be first turret towards TT as Hoya taps onto Cryin, who does have flash, yet to force to pop it. Now takes a huge amount of damage. Needs to be very afraid indeed, flashing away from the Dominus damage.
Yeah, don't get cocky, kid. That Renekton is very, very strong still. Hoya trying his best, helping putting to the mid lane. Feather flashes forwards.
Oh, looks like this battle station is fully operational. Down comes the lightning crash, firing when ready. Herald summoned, tower falls, and TT strike back in a valiant way.
Yeah, that Herald looks less like a big void creature, more like a Star Destroyer at that point. He goes straight into the fray, and poor JJ is taken down by that Star Cruiser. And feels like EDG just were not respectful enough in that mid lane. TT, their early game has not been slick, but they now find themselves at a gold advantage. They break open 2 turrets, which get that True Shot barrage. That one is a bit more of that.
That one misses.
That one is very much more.
E number 11 of the game, so to speak, to reference the blaster, especially
the E11 blaster. Yeah, that's the one. It's very powerful in that one. EDG get themselves that dragon. TT may be looking for a start towards this top side. Get some vision control. They're not getting into the river first.
Hoya will jump onto JJ, who will watch out, eep away. Dragon secured. TT didn't feel comfortable to go to the river, but it's looking pretty good for EDG now that the gold is close enough to even. They've got themselves soul point. They can get the turret here. This is looking pretty okay right now.
It is, EDG. I've normally criticized their team fights. They've looked better today. EDG, they've looked way better in the early game once again, is even in gold, and now slightly goes in third.
Really afraid is once again being left in the mid lane. 1v2, can't stand there and clear it as JJ walks up with lead. Will take that tier 1 finally. Barrage could mill down. All the while though, TT still in the river, and this is a double AD carry plus a Zyra. Baron will disappear if you stay away for too long.
So both of these teams good ability to rush, but Zyra is the queen of Baron rush, so you cannot allow that to get off vision at any amount of time. EDG, they have 3 minutes on a potential soul, be an Ocean Soul. I think that Ocean Soul is quite valuable here. You have that Zhonya's, which can help for JJ. Of course, for Leona, always valuable. Leona is typically, Ocean Soul is good in these particular scenarios. It's always useful, but it's particularly useful for when, one, you're in a poke battle where it's poke for poke, you get to activate the soul and you get to shrug off the enemy pole. Fantastic there. So Ezreal's really good at that, and it works against the Zyra. Lots of things that work at that. Also works when you have tanks which survive to the point where they can get that prop down so many times. Now, they don't have it for this fight, though. Baron has spawned. That is the ult used for the plants. They won't have that ult for the fight now, and EDG might consider themselves a bit of a fight here.
Going down about half HP. Teleports come
solo kill.
XM pretty low. Solo kill looking for that flank on in as JJ goes golden to avoid the hostile takeover. Staying alive right now is Yukal, who throws down the lightning crash. Damage back with EG is huge. Lilting Lullaby means that Yukal falls though. 1xM tries to hop his way around, but is immediately brought down. There is no Anima Squad here, no Battle Bunny skins available. And they lose both AD carries, and the Baron's still there, and EDG have the health bars to look at this one.
Yeah,
themselves.
the Thunder is sounding a little quiet. TT have been shut down around the Baron, and EDG take that leash and the 2-member advantage right. Look for another fight.
Solo kill going to be tongue low and goes down. Big Root onto Leave as well, who got hit by the grasping Root. Base one with the plants could still be a threat, but they just can't get in there. They lose one, yeah, but Baron secured. And Dragon spawns in a minute and a half. EDG get another.
Leave gets another parting kill, and he's the one with the True Shot eyes to match the True Shot barrage. Gets himself a huge kill. This might just be the kill which gets EDG into the advantage. Now with Beichuan dead, they don't have the jungler across the map to start being part of the big setup for the Dragon spawning in a minute. Baron, Soul spawning in a minute.
Solo kill, trying to manage the rage bar, using the Gromp to get towards it. Would be walking across vision if he comes towards his flank. Cryin gets the culling down, but to get that much damage, just a zone control. Solo kill, the known quantity as Hoya. Feather looking for that flank, into the backline they go. They get the ultimate across over the hostile takeover. Gets JJ pretty low, but not down. The blast cone keeps him alive as the ultimate from the Callista brings, I'm about to say Feather to safety, not anymore. It's JJ now looking for a swell steal. And a huge combo. They'll get the Lilting Lullaby, and it will be good night to TT. Good night to them looking for a win in this series. And EDG plays spoiler in a phenomenal Game 3.
It was if a million TT fans cried out and were suddenly silenced. EDG blast their planet apart, and it is JJ the instrument of the demise towards the end of it. EDG at the brink at 1-4. They lose this series, they would have been out. You would have only been seeing them in 2025. Beyond this point, they keep themselves alive.
TT cannot hit the magic 4 wins. EDG will not 4 to 5 losses. It is just excellent stuff. Fantastic play from the level 1 in the lane. And all from there, at least Cryan gets one more at the end of it to rub salt in the wound. Thundertalk grounded in this game. Lightning does not strike for a 4th time. And EDG move to 2-4.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.